Do you know the success behind Bitcoin which makes everyone so excited about it? Make sure to watch this video till the end and you will find out. Maybe even start investing yourself. Welcome back to Money Mindset, the channel that provides you valuable content on everything you want to know about passive income and how to generate it. Let money work for you instead of having to work for money. Be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on the upcoming videos and grow your own money mindset. In today's video, I will explain to you the very basic concept of Bitcoin, blockchain. Though the world's richest man, Elon Musk, has invested in cryptocurrency, some people have no clue what Bitcoin is. To your knowledge, Bitcoin is a form of digital currency that is created and held electronically on a computer, unlike paper money, where central banks or monetary authorities control euros, yen, or dollars. Bitcoin is the primary example of a cryptocurrency produced by businesses worldwide using advanced computer software that makes it easy to keep track of a digital currency. Let us clear one thing. The computers that we are talking about in this Bitcoin industry, they are not the regular computers that we use in our day-to-day lives. When you look at one of these PCs, they are too advanced that you will not be able to understand their basic structure. As we know that banks control the paper currency, cryptocurrency relies entirely on the mathematical solutions that form the blockchain. Cryptocurrency comes into existence via a process famously known as mining. No, it's nothing related to real-life mining, as everything in cryptocurrency is operated via computer. So for mining, the experts only need a computer to figure out the solutions for small and big issues added to the blockchain. There were times when single computers were enough to process the operations related to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's value has increased, and that too enormously. To control such massive functions, the engineers and experts have set up an amateur system, and you will be amazed to know that in the west of Iceland, 400 square yards of the area is covered with these systems. This vast area is covered by a system that controls digital currency all over the world. Sounds unbelievable, but it's happening. After knowing all this, you must be having your share of questions related to blockchain. Therefore, in this video, we will try to bring forth everything related to blockchain in front of us. Blockchain sounds complicated, and it sure can be, but its basic concept is pretty straightforward. A blockchain is a type of database. To be able to understand blockchain means first to understand what a database really is. In databases, information, or data, is usually structured in tabular form to make it easier to find and filter specific information. What is the difference between someone who uses a spreadsheet to store information rather than a database? Spreadsheets are designed for one person or a small group of people to store and access limited amounts of information. Large databases do this by hosting the data on servers made up of powerful computers. These servers can sometimes be built using hundreds or thousands of computers to provide the computing power and storage capacity that many users need to access the database simultaneously. Although an unlimited number of people can access a spreadsheet or database, it is often owned by a company and managed by a designated person who has complete control over its operation and the data it contains. One key difference between a typical database and a blockchain is the way the data is structured. A blockchain gathers information together in groups, also known as blocks, containing collections of information. When filled, blocks have a certain storage capacity and are linked to the previously served block, forming a chain of data known as the blockchain. All new information following that newly added block is compiled into a freshly created block, which will then also be added to the chain once filled. A database structures its data into tables, while a blockchain, like its name implies, structures its data into linked parts. This makes all blockchains databases, but not all databases blockchains. The system also creates an immutable timeline of data when implemented in a decentralized nature. When a block is filled, it will be placed in the stone and become part of this timeline. Each block in the chain is given an exact timestamp when it was added to the chain. To understand blockchain, it is instructive to look at it in the context of how Bitcoin implemented it. Like a database, Bitcoin needs a collection of computers to store a blockchain. For Bitcoins, This blockchain is just a specific type of database that stores all Bitcoin transactions that have ever been performed. Unlike most databases, in the case of Bitcoin, these computers are not all under one roof, and each computer or group of computers is operated by a unique individual or group of individuals. Imagine that a company owns a server consisting of 10,000 computers with a database containing all the information about its client's account. This company has a warehouse containing all these computers under one roof and has complete control over each of these computers and all the information. Similarly, Bitcoins consist of thousands of computers, but each computer or group of computers that holds its blockchain is in a different geographical location, and separate individuals or groups of people operate all. These computers that make up a network of Bitcoins are called nodes. In this model, the Bitcoin blockchain is used in a decentralized manner. However, private centralized blockchains, where the computers that make up its network are owned and operated by a single entity, exist. In a blockchain, each node has a complete record of the data that has been stored in the blockchain since its inception. For Bitcoins, the information is the entire history of all Bitcoin transactions. If one node has an error in its data, it can use thousands of other nodes as a reference point for its own correction. In this way, no node on the network can change the information contained in it. For this reason, the transaction history in each block that makes up a Bitcoin blockchain is irreversible. If one user encounters a Bitcoin transaction record, all other nodes would refer to each other and easily identify the node with the incorrect information. This system helps to determine the exact and transparent order of events. For Bitcoins, this information is a list of transactions, but it is also possible for the blockchain to contain various information, such as legal contracts, government identification, or a company's product inventory. In order to change the way this system works, or the information stored in it, most of the computing power of a decentralized network would have to agree to these changes. This ensures that any changes that occur are in the best interests of the majority. Due to the decentralized nature of the Bitcoin blockchain, all transactions can be viewed transparently by having an individual node or by using blockchain explorers that allow anyone to watch live transactions. Each node has its own copy of the updated chain as new blocks are confirmed and added. This means that, if you want, you can track Bitcoins anywhere. For example, exchanges have been hacked where Bitcoin holders on that exchange have lost everything. While hackers can be completely anonymous, the Bitcoins they extract can be easily tracked. If the Bitcoin stolen in some of these hacks is moved or spent somewhere, it will be known. And if you look at Bitcoin's blockchain, you'll see that each block has a position on the chain called height. As of November 2020, the height of the block had so far reached 656,197 blocks. Once a block is added to the end of the blockchain, it is challenging to go back and change the contents of the block unless the majority agrees to do so. Let's say a hacker wants to change the blockchain and steal Bitcoin from everyone. To be successful in such an attack would require the hacker to simultaneously check and replace 51% of the blockchain copies so that their new copy becomes the majority copy and hence the agreed chain. Due to the size of the Bitcoin network and how fast it grows, the cost of achieving such a feat would likely be insurmountable. Doing something like this won't go unnoticed, as network members will see such drastic changes to the blockchain. Network members will then migrate to a new unaffected version of the chain. This causes the hacked version of Bitcoin to be devalued and ultimately renders the attack pointless, as the bad actor controls a worthless asset. The same would happen if the bad actor were to attack Bitcoin's new fork. It is built this way to take part in the network is much more economically encouraged than blasting it. The purpose of the blockchain is to allow the recording and distribution of digital information, but it cannot be edited. Blockchain technology was first outlined in 1991 by Stuart Haber and W. The Bitcoin protocol is built on a blockchain. In a research paper promoting the digital currency, Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, referred to it as a new completely peer-to-peer electronic cash system without trusted third parties. The most important thing to understand here is that Bitcoin only uses blockchain as a tool to record a payment ledger transparently, but blockchain could, in theory, be used to record any number of data points immutably. Currently, there is a wide variety of blockchain-based projects looking to implement the blockchain in a way that helps the community, other than just recording transactions. A good example is the use of blockchain as a way to vote in democratic elections. The nature of the immutability of the blockchain means that fraudulent voting will be much more difficult to occur. Well guys, that was it for today's video. Many thanks for watching it. Let me know how you liked it in the comments section below. Also, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned as I bring you more money mindset content. Hope to see you next time.